when you think about being on the battlefield, have you been on there much, and have you ever I can't talk today. Have you ever really felt like your life was in jeopardy?
No, we've been very fortunate. And I, knock on wood, have been fortunate the second time to come here, and hopefully, maybe I'll never have to fire my weapon. And that's a good thing. I mean, that means we're turning that corner. We're getting to the point where we can go home. So, no, I mean, we've heard the explosions from some people that have made the ultimate sacrifice, trying to stop some very bad people doing some bad things. But we've been blessed not to have to contend with that thus far.
With all you've had to do there, I've heard that you've been keeping up on all the issues in Springfield. What do you think about how session ended this year? And we talked about this a little before, but to sit here, I wish everybody that holds elected office could come here and sit and watch these folks struggle. I mean, to think what the Iraqis have endured and to see them try to get it in the face of everything that's happened, in face of, there's one council member whose father was a sheikh and was brutally murdered, and yet he still comes to work every day, and they still try to struggle through it. And then I see what we do in Springfield, and I just think, why? It does not have to be this way. And the proof that it doesn't have to be this way is when I think of how my colleagues, Republicans and Democrats, have rallied to help me and to help my district in my absence. I mean, that's the way it should be. Whatever it takes to move the ball forward, whatever it takes to help Illinois. And it's disappointing to see some of the things that have happened. I understand it. I mean, I'm not naive, but I much prefer and am thankful for what my colleagues have done, again, on both sides of the aisle. And they're all around us. They're Representative Mitchell and Stevens, Dan Beiser, who's helping me out down in Grafton now with the flooding issue. Dan Wrights from Southern Illinois has come up and helped with some ag issues. There's just been so many people that have helped out. It's nice. Yeah, I know today your golf outing is in Jacksonville, and lots of lawmakers are gathering. Any words you'd like to share with them, or you probably kind of wish you could be there in a way, but maybe feel like you're glad you're there?
Oh yeah, I absolutely. I would just say, hey, to my colleagues that came to support me, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I won't forget it, and I'm sure you won't let me forget it. But no, seriously, thanks for helping out. It makes doing what I'm doing here much easier, allows me to focus on the mission, and to everybody else that attended the event, thank you as well. I'm humbled, and I appreciate it.
Are you at all surprised with the current budget mess that the state seems to be in?
Unfortunately, I would have to say, no, not really. You learn to kind of read the tea leaves and figure out if people are making changes or not. And some of the leadership styles and techniques haven't changed. And this combative style is still there. And, there's a time for that. But it can't be every session, every bill.
Okay. And when you think about being at home, what have you missed the most?
Oh, my kids, honestly, and your family. You miss your family and your friends, and I think every one of us. I get a little more attention maybe because I'm an elected official, and not too many of us have come out here. But hopefully, people see this story and think, wow, that's what all those guys, men and women, go through. But we tend to miss our families and our loved ones and the folks that we care about. But I miss my kids. I've missed my daughter's first prom. I missed my son's first shave, who will probably kill me for saying that. And my little one got third in the state in trampoline. And you get those back. You just hope that someday when they're old enough, they understand, wow, that Daddy made a sacrifice, and I understand it. So that's what I missed. Yesterday was Father's Day. That was a tough day for a lot of us here.
If you could give the governor any bit of advice right now, what would you say to him?
God, that's tough because on one hand, kind of cop out, I would say, I'm not there. I haven't lived through the session. I don't know what is said behind closed doors. But what I would say, if I was a leader, if I were the governor, or if I was in a leadership position, I would bring people down and say, guys, let's work this out. I mean, having seen what I've seen here and seeing what happens when you don't work it out and when things really turn nasty, what can happen. Not that would ever happen in Illinois, but you see the opposite. And it's time for leadership. It's time to step up and say, let's work this out. What do you need? This is what I want, and let's move the ball forward.